Howdy. So I want to show you a little help on this quiz right here. And so this is quiz 1.1. And I notice a lot of you guys when you do it, it's really quite small. So that's the first thing is just like housekeeping. Hey, how can I make this bigger? Click on this side thing here, and that'll give me more space for my graphics. This one, you can't get rid of it, but you can make it smaller. So push like Control minus, and that gets smaller. It gives me a little more space here, right? If I go Control minus again, it'll just shrink that thing to oblivion. The problem is that my tools for my video tools get so small I can't even see what's going on. So anyway, let's do a question here. And so the question here is the gecko. What's the average velocity? And so between 0 and whatever. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take this picture and I'm going to plop it down here and I'm going to solve it here. And so the average velocity, so average velocity is defined as the displacement over the time, right? The problem is that when you go from 0 to 7, there's not a slope there. And so some of you guys will go like, well, you know, I'll figure out the slope of this line, and then I'll figure out the slope of this line, and then I'll find out the average velocity. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you're making your life difficult. So, yes, slope is a great way to find the average velocity when you have a section like that or a section like that. But a two-part section is a lot easier just to do this idea. My change in velocity, and it is velocity, so it can't be negative. My change in velocity is I go from 6 and I go down to 2. And so my average velocity is basically 6. Sorry, not 6. It's displacement is actually defined as final minus initial, remember. And so my average velocity is going to be 2 minus 6 because my final is 2 and my initial was 6. And so, and you could just, I mean, you could just eyeball that. I mean, that's -4, right? I mean, over t, and it's from 0 to 7 is 7 seconds. And so you can eyeball that. That's down 4, which is a -4 over 7. And that's how you'll find the average velocity of this. And of course, you got to turn this into a decimal. So just go ahead and do that. Let's do another one. Let's see if there's another one on there that it might be. Let's see, a robot moves in a straight line. That's pretty easy. Instantaneous velocity is just the slope. Once again, straight line. Here's a double spot here. Instantaneous speed at t equals 6 seconds. At 6 seconds is that. I mean, that's the slope of this spot right there. That's pretty easy. Dragonfly flies forward and backwards. Average speed. Okay, so this one catches some people. Remember, speed is different. Speed is equal to distance over time. That's not velocity. So it's the total distance traveled. We're going to go 2 and then 2 and then 2 and then 2. So we're going 8 meters total, and we're doing it in 8 seconds. So that's the average speed. The average velocity is actually 0 because you end up and you start in the same spot. And so final minus initial is 0 in 8 seconds. So that one throws some people off. And it's positive. 8 over 8 is 1. Goalkeeper moves across a goal in a straight line, 4 to 12 seconds. Okay, this is a good one. Average speed, you're here, and then you're here. So once again, the average speed is not going to be negative, but it will be that, right? That line right there, which is down to. And then so that is, what is that, 8? So 2 over 8 is 1/4. So and it's not going to be negative, so careful on that. I'm not finding some of the harder ones. I want the harder one. This one is instantaneous at t equals 6. That's as easy as gets. This one, sloth, instantaneous velocity at 8 seconds. That's the slope just of that section, right? Just of that section. So instantaneous velocity is slope at that section. Still not finding a harder one. And that's 10, 11, 12. Come on, give me a hard one. Squirrel. Okay, squirrel's usually the hard one. Squirrel, and we want to know 0 to 10, and we want to know average velocity. What? It didn't give me any. And so once again, it's the same idea. And this would be a negative because we're going down. And yeah, just do that slope from there to there. That slope from there to there. And it's the only one that's negative, so it better be that. Um, it's down 1 over 10. Negative 1 over 10. Right. So when you look at it that way, it doesn't seem like this quiz is very hard. But the problem is that I didn't. This is randomly chosen, and so it didn't give me one of the harder ones. So I can't remember. So if I do another one, let me see if I can find a harder one. Um, that's what we got here. I'm gonna just redo the quiz. Right. So come on now. I'm just going to submit all and finish, and I'm going to reattempt the quiz. And you also can do that if you're messing up on a quiz. Just do what I'm doing here, and you can do the quiz again. It won't say preview the quiz. It says preview because I'm the teacher. It will say reattempt the quiz. Caterpillar, t equals 6. What's the velocity? I don't want that question. I want a harder question. 4. And let's see, where am I? Pin. Between 4 and 7 seconds. Oh, come on. Give me a hard question. Let's see, 4 and 10 seconds. There's 4. There's 10. And what's asking average velocity? This must be the easy quiz. I think I must be thinking of the other quiz. Sorry. Okay, so let's do this one. Spider crawls vertically on a wall. Its motion shown in the following graph, y versus t. And so average velocity, and once again, we're just going to go displacement over time. And so the displacement is from 2 to 5. And so it goes up 3 from 2 to 5. And then it goes over 10 minus, does it say 4? Is 6. So 3 over 6. And it's up, right? It's just that slope there. And so that should be a positive. Yeah. Okay. You see it. Let's see if I get one. Ant. Speed at 8 seconds. No, that's just the slope. Gecko. 0 and 7 seconds. Velocity is going to have a negative, right? So a couple negatives there. You can find the slope between there and there. Rise over run, right? There's the poop. There's the rise. And this is the run, so rise over run. Child runs backwards, speed at 10 seconds, that's the speed. Speed, remember it's not negative, so be careful. Iguana, come on iguana, is it hard? 2, instantaneous velocity, negative because it's going down. I don't know what to tell you. I'll have to find a harder question, or you find a harder question, but that at least will give you a start of how to do those questions. So let me know if you need anything, and then hopefully that helps.